Hi, I'm Haley Lane, one of the Attwood New Tech Magnet School 5th grade teachers, and we are doing a project where we are having our 5th grade students build dog houses or other animal houses to help the community for homeless animals, and our title is Tiny Home Builders Animal Edition.
Our driving question is, how can we design and build shelters that meet the needs of our homeless animals? Our students are fulfilling a real need for our community. We're partnering with the Ingham County Animal Shelter to provide animal homes for our community. That's something that they actually came out in the news and requested, which just so happens to coincide with our group's project. Our students are getting the opportunity to go out and build houses for animals that they love. And not only do they love the animals, but they also love our city. Lansing is a great community. Our students are actually getting the opportunity to go out and have an impact in our community. They can go around the city and actually see the dog houses that they donate.
So when we started this project, we had math in mind the most because we know area and perimeter and volume are part of the 5th grade standards. We built on that to include science standards where they're going to be generating multiple solutions and using models to test variables. And we then incorporated language arts, so they'll be doing several writing pieces both individually and as groups.
Our driving question prompts students to use the standard of finding informational text with research. We are also building in other assignments that have them reading actual books other than just research, so that they learn about their animal and get to know them, which they're going to then take it and put it into a T-chart and work as groups to figure out, is this beneficial for their structure, for their animal, for their shelter.
Not only will our students be the construction workers building and the architects designing their dog houses, but they'll also be the research and development team that tests to see the efficacy of their dog house. In Lansing, the temperatures during the winter oftentimes get well below freezing. So it's upon our students to build a dog house that's capable of withstanding those freezing temperatures.
So for the language arts standards, we're going to be addressing procedural compositions as well as persuasive text. So individually, they'll be persuading their group and that their design is the best, and as a group, they'll be creating a procedural composition where they have to step by step tell the audience or anyone who wants to build this in the future how to build their shelter. Well, breadth-wise, this project covers quite a few standards and will be requiring students to apply parts of the standards here and there to make this whole animal shelter. But specifically, we'll dive into the science standards where they have to build a model, test it, which speaks to the science standard where they have to test variables and change things. For math, we'll be learning specifically about shapes and volume and area, which they'll then apply to the doghouse itself. And then for ELA, we're addressing those specific writings in persuasive and procedural composition, but overall they'll come together for the big picture of we're building an animal shelter for our community. So for this project, students were very excited to get started immediately after our entry event. They wanted to build the dog houses right then and there until we explained the process. And I think that this is something that's been really awesome for the students to get involved with. We've obviously been doing the subjects one by one, and they're starting to see how it's all coming together to build the final product. So I think that this is impacting student learning so that they can see how all these concepts come together in the quote-unquote real world, because a lot of them see school as a place where you learn and then you leave all that stuff behind. But now they're seeing, oh, I'm building a doghouse or an animal shelter for my community, so now I'm seeing how all of these things fit together, and they can take this with them when they get older as well. This is the first time this year that my students have actually been really excited to learn. They're asking me to get to math so we can learn the concepts that they need to know to build the animal shelters. They're asking to go to the makerspace so that they can build their models. Even when we get to writing, they're not as upset about it because they know that what they're writing is going toward this project, and that it could impact the community, and that other people might be able to see things like their procedural composition and be able to replicate what they're making.
The final product of our project will have a great impact on the students because they will see what something just as little as building a shelter can do for multiple animals in their own community and even maybe for their own home pet if they have one.